Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hi, my name is Jim LeDuc, and I'm going to tell you the story about my first and only fight, and as it relates to psychology and life. I'm going to take you back to my high school days when I was a sophomore in high school in Idaho, and I've always been big for my size, but to be honest with you, I was never really very aggressive. I was afraid of contact. Even in football, when I played, I was worried I'd hurt somebody, and so really I was kind of just a big teddy bear. I didn't like to fight. I had lots of friends, and I was a little portly. I didn't date that much, but anyway, life was good in high school. And I remember there were these high school / church dances in our area where like about 3 different high schools were involved in this big dance every Saturday night. And me and my friends, we'd go to the dance, and we were a little bit nervous to get rejected by cute girls, and so what we used to do is we'd stand around and we'd just do dumb stuff like high school students do. For example, we would take these signs numbered 1 to 10, and we'd put them above the heads of cute girls or not so cute girls, and we'd judge them, kind of like divers in the Olympics, 1 through 10. Yeah, it was kind of funny, it was kind of dumb, but hey, we did it because it was safe and it was something to do. We also used to, well, one time a friend of ours came from work to the dance, and he worked at 7-Eleven, and at 7-Eleven at the time they had just come out with these hot sandwiches, microwavable sandwiches, microwavable lunch, and they called it their hot to go program, and they sold these round decals that you could peel off the back and put on, windows or cars or notebooks or whatever, that said hot to go. They were bright red with yellow letters. Well, he brought them to the dance. We thought, what can we do with these hot to go stickers? We thought, well, we could ask a girl to dance, and one that would say yes. And sometimes we'd pick out girls that weren't quite so cute, again, because it would make it funnier. And we would ask them a slow dance. We'd go out there and we'd peel off the sticker first. We'd go out there with the sticker in our hand, hidden. We'd start dancing with them. We'd caress their lower back and dance. And while we caressed their lower back, we'd put a sticker saying hot to go on their back. Then we'd thank them at the end, allow them to go back to their friends and watch them as one of their friends, and everybody would see the sticker, point at them, and they'd get all ticked off, and we'd start laughing. That's what we did. Well, to take it back a little bit, this group of ours, we were a solid, strong group. In fact, in high school, in the day, we had intramural sports, which means it wasn't organized school sports, but just teams in the school would play each other. And we had a basketball team, this group of friends of mine that went to the dances together. We had a basketball team. We call ourselves the National Association of Delinquent Students, also known as the NADS. And we had our t-shirts made and had GO in the front and NADS on the back. And for our team cheer before every game, we would go, 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 go NADS. We thought it was funny, it was clever, we laughed. Now the yearbook came to take our picture one day. The last guy in the picture, the bottom corner, turned his t-shirt around backwards. So our team picture shows go, 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 go NADS. And we got it in the yearbook. Somehow we got it past the yearbook. We are proud of that. And to this day, that picture stands of the go NADS. That's the kind of guys we were. It's kind of goofy. Now, let me tell you about my older brother, because my older brother was a senior at the time, and he went to these dances too. But he didn't screw around. He used to go find any girl he could find to make out with. If he had a girlfriend, he'd take her. If he not, he'd find someone, dance with them, then go find a dark corner to make out. And that's the way he was at the dances. It was great to have an older brother at school, a senior when you're a sophomore, to kind of protect you. But my brother, in our childhood, did some crazy things, like he played one time. He said, "Hey, you want to play?" And of course, as a younger brother, I'd want to play, and because you want to hang out with your older brother and his friends. And he said, "Okay, we're going to play David and Goliath." I said, "Great. How do you play?" He says, "Well, you stand there stiff as can be in the backyard, and I'm going to get a dish towel with some rocks and our gravel in our backyard garden, and I'm going to swing the slingshot and throw rocks at you and see if I can hit you. Well, that doesn't sound very good. Oh, don't worry, it's not going to hurt me. Fine. Well, he goes, stand straight. And of course he threatened me, so I stood straight. And after about 4 or 5 rocks, and I'm not lying, it sounds like I made it up, he hit me right in the forehead and dropped me like a rock. Got a big welt there, a big bruise, and he got in big time trouble. But that's the kind of guy he was. One time we had a squirt gun fight. He put Tabasco sauce in his squirt gun, squirt me in the eye. So he wasn't always, the nicest guy. One time he said he had a club. He says, hey, me and my buddies have a club. You want to join? I said, sure, of course. What is it? And he got one of those Monopoly chance cards, and he wrote on the back of the card, it said Zero Fort X. And he actually spelled it wrong. It said Zero Fart X. But it was Zero Fort X. And he said, okay, if you can get this card, you can be in our group if you pass the initiation. I said, what do I have to do? And he said, well, first you have to take off your shirt, and I was kind of big, and I was allergic to grass and weeds and stuff. He said, roll in the grass, we just mowed it. And then he put a soaker hose around me without my shirt on, after I was all welty and red and stuff, and put the water on just turned the water on, so the water got all over my body, and of course, burned the welts and everything. I was all swollen and sore. And he thought that was really funny. I said, okay, I did it. Can I be in the club now? And he said, well, you have to do one more thing. And I said, what's that? And he said, well, you have to strip naked and go run out and touch the dog dish out on the patio and then come back in the house. I said, now our house was somewhat secluded. It wasn't totally, but we had, some good land and some hill and a hill in our backyard. But still, it's unnerving to strip butt naked and run out to the dog dish. So I said, okay. So I stripped and I ran out to the dog dish. Just as I touched the dog dish, I hear this click. And I looked behind me, and my brother's laughing. He had just locked the sliding glass door. So I ran back to the door. I'm trying to cover myself. I'm pounding on the door. I'm crying. I'm all ticked off. And he's laughing and laughing and laughing. I said, let me in. He said, you going to tell Mom and Dad? Yes, I'm not letting you in. Okay, I'm not telling. I lied because I told on him later, and he got big time trouble. But anyway, finally, he opened the door, let me in. And I said, okay, now I'm in your club, right? And he goes, oh, by the way, we don't have a club anymore. So that's kind of the way he was. But anyway, at the dances, he'd make out in some dark corner. And we'd make fun of girls. That's what we did. Well, one Saturday night dance, we were sitting there laughing at someone, and this guy came up to me, and I know he's a senior because I found out afterwards. Here I am, a sophomore. He had a full beard. He wasn't as tall as me, but he was stocky, and he was strong, he was muscular. I hadn't even developed muscles yet, hardly. I was just a big guy. And he comes up to me, there's 2 friends, and he goes, hey, how come you're pointing and laughing at me? I don't appreciate it. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. We were laughing at some girl. And he drew back and popped me right in the mouth, right in the upper lip here. And, in psychology, we talk about fight or flight. I didn't either. I just stood there and stared at him. I was shocked. I didn't know how to respond. Nothing had ever happened to me like that before. So I just stood there with this baffled look on my face. And I think he realized I wasn't going to hit him back. He wanted to get in a fight. And my friends, of course, backed up like 15 feet. The nads, they were gone. They were nadless that night. Their nads were tucked up way deep inside their little sack, hiding and quivering while I was standing there getting hit. So I realized I had a problem. He walked away, and I realized that I had to go find my brother to tell him that I needed his help after the dance. I figured there was going to be a dance, and a fight, and I was the main attraction. So I looked in all the deep, dark corners, and I found a corner where I thought it was a Twister game gone very wrong and evil, and it was my brother with his girlfriend. So I approached him, and I knew I was going to get in trouble. I said, hey, Dan. He goes, what? Can't you see I'm busy? What do you want? I said, well, there's going to be a fight. There's going to be a fight after the dance, and I think I'm going to be in it, and I think I'm going to get beat up. What'd you do now? That's his response. What'd you do? It's always my fault. I said, look, I didn't do anything. He accused me of making fun of him. He came up to me with his 2 friends, and he punched me in the mouth. And he goes, oh, man, this is ridiculous. So he stood up, kind of fixed his hair. He tore her lips off of his mouth and kind of took the suction cups off of his body. It sounded like an octopus when she got off. Suction cups. And he said, okay, where is he? And I looked around and I said, there he is over there, the guy with the beard. So I'm walking behind my brother, and my friends are still, their balls are quivering, so they're still way behind me. And he goes up to the guy, and he goes, "Hey, I hear you hit my brother in the mouth." And the guy goes, boom, and hits my brother right in the mouth. And my brother reaches back to hit the guy. And now this is where Idaho is different than California. If this were to happen in California, they'd have peer counseling, they'd have to get you to the counselor, they'd have conflict resolution for 6 weeks, you'd have to see the on-site psychiatrist. Well, in Idaho, the chaperone said, "Look guys, take it outside. If you're going to fight, take it outside." See, that's the way Idaho takes care of things, whereas California you have to have, you know, this big conflict resolution committee to solve the problem. So anyway, my brother says, "Fine, let's go outside." And the guy says, "I'm not going outside without my friends." And my brother said, "Excuse my friends." My brother said, "Fine, you can bring your friends, bring them outside. I'll kick the shit out of all three of you. I don't give one. I don't care. Let's go right now." And then of course there were other expletives that were shared along the way. And the guy says, "I don't have anything against you. I just have something against your brother." And I said, "Whoa, wait a minute. You came up to me and hit me from nowhere. I didn't even know who you were. And we were making fun of some girls." And my brother said, "Hey, look, buddy, you may not have anything against me, but I got something against you. You hit me in the mouth for no reason. Come on, let's go. I'm going to take care of you and all your friends and everybody else right now." And so, the guy said, "You know, I'm really sorry. I apologize. I've had a bad day. My girlfriend broke up with me. I've been drinking," and the guy apologized. So, in summary, my brother walked away and got back to the octopus position, and I went back to my friends, and I was good for the rest of the night. So the point of the story is that's my only fight. There was one punch, and I didn't throw it because I'm a lover, not a fighter. And so I lucked out. Fortunately, I had my big brother who tortured me when I was little to take care of business for me when I was older. So I appreciate him, and I love you, Dan.